That's why we're doing this video today. Who's that? Hi gorgeous, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Dante Renee, and today we are getting into the struggles of being a beginner YouTuber. We are all here, so let's give ourselves a round of applause. Here are 5 things every YouTuber must face. And if you see me looking down, that's because I have my script. Matter of fact, let's talk about that. I suggest, if you are a new beginner, I suggest having some sort of script or some sort of inkling of what you'd like to talk about. Because me, I can sit here and talk all day and we won't talk about anything. Like, let's be honest. We'll be jumping from this to that, to that, to that, to that. And there won't be no real conversation behind it. So I like to just jot a couple things down on my computer just to kind of keep me focused and on track. So that's the first thing that I suggest you do. But don't let that discourage you. We got a couple more things to talk about. So let's get into it. Finding your niche. I know you've heard of people say, what's your niche? What's your niche? You need to niche down. You need to niche down. And people are like, well, what even is that? I have no idea what that is. A niche is something that you just hone in on. I think it's something that comes naturally to you. Things that you like to do without being, that doesn't feel like work, you know? So some people have lifestyle niches, beauty niches, skincare, fashion, all different kind of things that they like to do. This is a lifestyle, fashion, beauty channel. So those are my niches. And sometimes it's hard to focus on those things. I guess you can include other things, but those would be the main things that your channel is known for. Like, oh, if I need outfit inspiration, let me go to Dante Renee. Or if I need skincare ideas, let me go to Dante Renee. If I want glowy, dewy skin, let me go to Dante Renee. I think it's just something that you're known for and that people are able to search you and find you and pull up your information and pull up your channel and gain education from that. The next thing I think beginner YouTube struggle with is knowing the algorithm. The other thing I think that YouTube beginners struggle with is knowing the algorithm. Y'all, struggling with that word. That's in the back. Another thing YouTubers or beginner YouTubers struggle with is learning the algorithm. Like, what even is that? It's still a mystery to me. I have no idea. I just know that I look at my watch hours and my content engagements. I know I try to respond back to everybody that asks me questions in my comments. I like every comment. What else do? I do like call to actions throughout my videos, so that people can, you know, interact with the posts. I know people do like polls and like giveaways and stuff like that. I know that heightens your or increases your engagement. So those are good ideas. But starting out, you know, you might not be able to do a giveaway because let's be clear. We need everything we have, okay? Everything we have. So, but one day we'll be able to do giveaways. And I also think that consistency is key. The more you post, the more the algorithm will push out your content. And I heard that YouTube is pushing out the YouTube short type of content. So that may be something to consider if you are new to being in front of the camera. And, you know, just to build your confidence up a little bit. Because I think the short is like a minute to 3 minutes, maybe. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that, but I know that they're not like long form content like a normal YouTube video would be. So that's an idea. Back to my list, because like my girl on TikTok say, we love a list over here. I wish I knew her name. I got to follow her since TikTok going away. The third thing I've learned is you don't need high-tech equipment. The camera that I'm filming on right now, my husband bought me this camera in probably at least 8 years ago. I know. At least 8 years ago, and this is the first year that I'm picking it up. I know. But hey, I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now. So, but you don't have to have a fancy camera. Most people use their iPhones or their Androids and get good quality content and good quality videos. I think for me, what I've learned throughout this process is lighting does matter. So if you could, I would invest in lighting over an actual camera if you're just beginning out. If funds are tight and you got to choose between the two, I would definitely choose lighting, good lighting, rather than a very expensive camera that can wait, because you can still make quality content with what you have. And I think a lot of people forget that, and we step into like imposter syndrome. Like, am I supposed to be in this space? I don't have all the stuff that everybody else has. My quality is going to be low, because I was there. I am there, but I'm gonna film with what I have, and I'm gonna post it anyway. And I'm gonna be confident in what I post, because I can take up space, you know, just like the other creators. I'm supposed to be here. So let's make this thing work. And it's trial and error, and it's practicing, and it's getting to know your equipment. There will be days where I would just come home. I didn't know how to take a picture on my camera. I didn't know how to record. I didn't know what ISO was. I didn't know what aperture was. I didn't know what autofocus was. I knew none of that. But I would come home from my 9 to 5 and I would practice. I would practice every day. Every day I would practice on my camera, and I would just learn it. And so now it has gotten a lot easier for me, a lot better. I understand a lot more. So I would say putting in that time to learn the equipment that you do have and make it satisfactory. Like, know it like the back of your hand. Some other things that I would recommend, or things that I've learned throughout this process, is consistency and time management. Consistency and time management. That is I think that's most challenging for me, because like I said, I do work a 9 to 5. So most days when I come home, I don't feel like setting up the camera. I don't feel like recording. I had a long day at work with patients. Like, I'm just depleted. But you have to be consistent, and you have to be motivated and self-motivated and determined. So that's what I do. I get out my mind, I take my shower, and then it's back to YouTube. Like, I'm learning the stuff on YouTube. I'm learning what to post. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure that out. And just making time. Like, right now it's Saturday morning at around 11:30, and I've already made a skincare video, and I'm learning this batch creation content stuff, because I really don't know anything about that. But like I said, I'm learning. So we are batching content today. This is the second video. I did create a schedule for me. My schedule includes like ideas. My captions are already loaded. My hashtags are already loaded. The titles are already loaded. I have ideas for my thumbnails. What else? And just like different goals that I have for each post. It has really kept me organized. I built it this week, and so we still in the implementing phase. But it holds me accountable and keeps me responsible for when I'm supposed to post. So we're batch content, and we're gonna see how this works. I know it really works well for some people, because some people are not able to be in the camera, you know, every day. Some people don't want to be in the camera every day. I don't want to be in the camera every day, but I do want to be consistent, and I do want to produce good quality content when my content does go out. So if that means I have to batch content to make sure that happens, then that's what I'll have to do. The fifth thing I learned is building an audience and engagement. It's hard when you come over to an unknown platform. Nobody knows your name, nobody knows what you do, nobody knows your personality, and it's like, where do I even fit in here? And again, I think that goes back to the imposter syndrome. It can be frustrating, because it feels like you're creating content and nobody's watching. But if you create the content, they will come. You know that saying, if you build it, they will come. Yes, and what God has for you is for you. We can't continue to compare ourselves to other, you know, big time content creators or big time YouTubers. These people have been in the game for over 10 years, some probably longer than that, and they built that community. People know them, so people seek out their, you know, their content or their channels, and one day we will get there. So it's just continuing to be consistent and continue to put out good quality content, and meaningful content. I engage with my audience a lot. Like if somebody asks a question in my comments, I kind of reply to the comment and ask them a question to kind of keep the engagement going. A lot of people are in my DMs because of my profession, which we'll get into on another video, but I think it's very, 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 very important to respond to your audience in the comments, in the shorts, on the reels, whatever that looks like, you know, for you. And I just think it's important to remember that things take time. Things take time to grow. It's gonna take some time. And I know I am very impatient, so this is my season of being patient and listening to God and letting him lead the way, because he knows better than I do. So I think those are the top 5 things that I've learned throughout this beginning process. And I've only been on YouTube a couple of months. I only have a few subscribers. Shout out to y'all, because thank you for subscribing. Again, if you're a beginner, do not get discouraged. This is all part of our journey. Everybody had to start from somewhere. If you need to learn how to do something, I used to go to TikTok for it, but now I go to YouTube for it. YouTube University, they don't call it that for nothing. You really can find a lot of good information, a lot of tips, and a lot of people don't gatekeep. I know it feels that way in the beginning, but a lot of people do not gatekeep, and they will show you the ropes. But happy creating. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Feel free to share your struggles down below in the comment section. I would love to hear what you guys are facing as a beginner content creator. Look forward to watching your content. Put your channel names down below so that we can follow each other and build community. I'd like to see what you're interested in. I'd like to get to know you. I'd like to see your personality. And yeah, stay strong out here in these YouTube streets. Stay consistent in these YouTube streets. And we're going to get it done. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Dante Renee.